Welcome to Sanjay Godawat, IIT and Medical Academy. I am Subramaniam, Zoology faculty. Now today we are going to discuss our NCERT, new NCERT textbook first topic, breathing and exchange of gases. So this is breathing and exchange of gases. Now we can see the first slide. According to NCERT, what they given, we can see here. So, breathing and exchange of gases, first paragraph में, first line it is. Oxygen is utilized by the organisms to indirectly break down nutrient molecules like glucose and derive energy for performing various activities. Okay, so this is a simply there is a chance to ask this one as a assertion reasoning or statement. Let us see that statement kaise पूछ सकते. So entire statement they can given as it is, just we are going to change this here color it is. So that is indirectly. So ये indirectly word को इन दो two letters को change करके statement में दे सकते. So in the examination tension, we are going to consider that indirect, that may be like a direct or indirect. There will be a chance to confuse. So be careful here. This is the indirectly break down nutrient molecules like glucose and to derive energy for performing various activities. Okay. Let us see that here what they given, what we have to understand for examination purpose. So first line, oxygen is utilized by the organism. So oxygen is utilized by the organism, हमको मालूम है for what it is utilizing, in which method it is utilizing, that is important. So organisms utilizing oxygen indirectly for what? Indirectly for breakdown of nutrient molecules like glucose. But they didn't give an amino acid and fats. So glucose is a simple instant source for energy. So that's why they given glucose. This glucose molecule indirectly was breakdown. That is nothing but oxidize. For what it is oxidizing? It is oxidizing to derive the energy. Okay. So then what for energy is? Why we need energy? So for the performing various activities. These various activities in the sense here it is, we can take that various activities here. Which one? Various activities is nothing but those are metabolic activities, life activities, metabolic activities और life processes बोल सकते, life process or life activities, life process, all are similar. The activities taken place by the organism or within the organism, those are life process or living activities or metabolic activities. ये पूरा activities organism के अंदर होना ही तो compulsory energy जरूरत पड़ दे. वो energy कैसे आते? That energy is breakdown of glucose molecules by the direct method or indirect method बोले तो indirectly it is. So this is the thing we have to understand here it is. Okay. So now we can see that what is this metabolic activities in the next slide. So I hope you understand that what they given here it is. Already we discussed that ये line को statement में यानी assertion reasoning में दे सकते. फिर भी once again we are going to revise this line carefully. Listen this one. Oxygen utilized by the organisms in which method? That is indirectly break down nutrient molecules like glucose. For what purpose? To derive the energy. This energy for various metabolic activities may utilize होगा. And one more thing I want to clarify, that is why they given here indirectly. What is the meaning of this indirectly? Okay. Suppose in laboratory condition we are doing a simple experiment. What is that is we are taken one spoon, chammach bolte. Now in that spoon we are going to take a little bit sugar, and we are going to directly heat that. So niche, chamach ka niche. Then it will be going to melt and catch up the fire, and it is going to totally burn and releases the energy totally at once. Okay, this is outside of the living systems, the activities will be takes place. So this is a direct method. Directly oxygen will be utilized by the substrate and it will be going to participate in a chemical reaction, then energy released, bus over. In living systems, the oxidation of glucose is not takes place in one place or in one step. In various places, in various steps, it will be going to oxidize. So, for example, as we know that which one glycolysis, and the second step is tricarboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle, and electron transport system. In various steps, glucose will be going to oxidize with the help of various enzymes, and finally it will be going to releases the energy in various steps. Here also energy as in the form of it will be releases, and here also, and finally in this one also, but not at one step, in one places. It is in which one, cytoplasm of the cell, in mitochondria of the cell. So various steps may it will be going to oxidize completely and releases the energy. That's why we are saying that here indirectly it is going to oxidize. Okay, it is clear. Now we are going to see that next slide. Let us see that next slide में क्या दे दिया. Previously slide में हम इधर लिखा clearly metabolic activities. So we are going to discuss that now. What is metabolic activity here and what it contains, what happens in those. So first one, metabolism means. So metabolism means nothing but it is the sum of all biochemical reactions. Sum of all biochemical reactions. Biochemical reactions occurred in the living organism or cell. ऑर्गेनिज्म में ले सकते, नहीं तो सेल में भी ले सकते, क्योंकि ऑर्गेनिज्म का बेसिक यूनिट इज सेल ओनली. सो हाउ वी कैन डिफाइन द मेटाबॉलिज्म इज सम ऑफ ऑल biochemical reactions occur in a cell is known as metabolism or metabolic activities बोलते. Now this metabolism includes two categories, that is anabolism and catabolism. So let us see that what is anabolism. Anabolism is nothing but here the constructive work of the organism or synthetic activities occurred in the organism or making activities in the organism. Making or synthetic or constructive work. Synthetic activities occur in the organism. Those are known as anabolic reactions or anabolism. It is. Next, catabolism. Catabolism means some of or the reactions in which destruction of the molecule. This is making and this is the breaking. Simply we can say that breaking or destructive activities. Destructive activities occurred in the organism. Activities occurred in the organism known as catabolism. So finally, how we can define these three definitions is metabolism, sum of all biochemical reactions taken place in the cell or organism, simply. Now, metabolism includes anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is nothing but all making activities occurred in the cell, and catabolism is nothing but simply breaking activities in the organism. So what is the difference in between these things? briefly we can discuss that. Anabolism में क्या होगा? Simple molecules are going to bind with the chemical bonds in between the simple molecules. Chemical bonds के वजह से these are going to attached with each other. This simple molecule will be becomes like a complex molecule, while here establishing the bond, some amount of energy is going to trapped. So energy is utilizing. That's why these chemical reactions are known as which one beta? So these are known as endo, means energy will be going to absorbing, endothermic, it is uptaking energy from the surroundings, endothermic reactions by this one. Simple molecules and low energetic molecules will be becomes like a complex and high energetic molecules ban jayega. Okay, so this is anabolism. Best example, which one? Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis में very simple molecules and less energetic molecules like CO2, H2O becomes like a complex molecule, that is a carbohydrate, that is glucose, starch will be going to formed. Okay, now we are going to take that catabolism. So a catabolism में what happens here it is. So here complex molecules which are prepared previously, starch, a carbohydrate, complex molecules with the help of various types of enzymes by the utilization of oxygen. So then these are going to break down. These chemical bonds will be going to break down, and a chemical bonds break down होने के वजह से इधर जो energy पहले हम बोला ना, that is endothermic reactions, इधर energy जो trap हो गया, that energy will be going to release here it is, and the released energy, some amount will be going to utilize for the activities, used for regular activities, and remaining energy will be trapped in the form of chemical granules, stored energy in the cells. Okay, that is known as ATP, cellular currency बोलते इसको, हमको मालूम है. Okay, so this is catabolism. So catabolism में complex molecules will be going to converted into simple molecules, while breaking chemical bonds, energy will be going to releases, and this energy will be utilized by the organism. Excess amount will be going to stored as ATP granules. So this is about metabolism, anabolism and catabolism. Here we said that anabolism absorbs the energy, endothermic, and catabolism releases the energy, that is exothermic. So this is metabolism, anabolism, catabolism. Leave that. क्यों हम डिस्कस कर रहा है बोले तो अभी बोर्ड पे देखने तो इधर फर्स्ट सेकंड लाइन में catabolic reactions NCERT में clearly mention किया. We are not discussing away from NCERT. Clearly it is within the NCERT. Catabolism इधर mention किया ना clearly. So what is catabolism? Catabolism को start करने के पहले हम start किया metabolism. Metabolism, what is that? Anabolism, what is this one? And catabolism, what is this one? Now we are going to apply this definition. Here it is. So what they given, once we can see that carbon dioxide, that is CO2, which is harmful, is also released during the catabolic reactions. During the catabolic reactions, breakdown of these bonds, what happens here? Oxygen will be going to utilize and carbon dioxide will be going to release. This carbon dioxide is harmful to our body or cells. It will be going to disturb the other metabolic activities. That's why we have to send this one outside. That is nothing but eliminate from the cells. Okay. Next point. It is therefore evident that O2 has to be continuously provided to the cells, and CO2 produced by the cells have to be released outside. So cells continuously they are make use the oxygen. Cells continuously, this is a cell, and this cell continuously it is utilizing the oxygen. We have to completely continuously supply this one, and oxygen will be make used or utilized, and again carbon dioxide will be going to produced, and this carbon dioxide continuously eliminated from the cell or body. So this exchange process only we can call that breathing, commonly known as the respiration. So that is in next slide we can see that. ये slide में हमको क्या समझ में आते बोले तो, सो ड्यू टू द कैटाबॉलिक रिएक्शंस इन एनसीईआरटी दे गिवन वन वर्ड, सो उसके हिसाब से हम मेटाबॉलिज्म क्या है उसका डिविजन्स, उसमें जो इंक्लूडेड है एनाबॉलिज्म कैटाबॉलिज्म, उसका डेफिनेशंस उसमें क्या होगा, सो विच वन इज एंडोथर्मिक, विच वन इज एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शंस. Okay, these are compulsory, we have to remember. And during the catabolic reactions they mention that which one are oxygen or carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is going to released, and cells continuously they are make use of this oxygen and they are going to releasing the carbon dioxide. This is the thing we have to remember. Slide, we can see that what they given here it is. Okay, yes, this is. So in the next slide, types of respirations they given. Types of respiration directly NCERT में headline से नहीं दे दिया. Of course they given in first slide what we can observe. Glucose will be utilized by the cells in presence of oxygen indirectly. Then carbon dioxide will be going to release. That is nothing but which one? That is nothing but aerobic respiration only. That's why we are going to discuss the types of respirations. Types of respiration में first type हमको lower class में भी मालूम है, लेकिन हम neglect मत करना ये, इसलिए एक बार discuss करने तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Now aerobic respiration and another one is anaerobic respiration. These are the two types of respirations. So aerobic respiration बोले तो क्या है? Aerobic हमको मालूम है aerobic, this word is indicates that which one? Oxygen. So in this reactions oxygen will be going to compulsory utilized. In presence of oxygen, glucose is going to oxidize indirectly. First slide का definition we are going to applying here, and it will be completely oxidized in various steps or various stages, and which one end products CO2 and H2O and lot amount of energy will be going to released. This process is known as aerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration में in presence of oxygen, glucose is get oxidized or break down and produces or releases the end product like CO2, H2O and ATP will be going to produces. Leave that. Next, second type, that is anaerobic respiration here. Anaerobic respiration, anaerobic, and this word indicates that that is nothing but absence of oxygen, absence of oxygen. So oxygen is not utilized here. In absence of oxygen, this glucose will be not completely, here it is completely, here it is partly oxidized and produces the lactic acid here and less amount of energy. Not only lactic acid, this is in our muscle cells, lactic acid will be going to produce, and in outside of the our body, that is which one? In bacteria, microorganisms. So one process we can use in our daily life also and industries also, that is nothing but which one? Anaerobic respiration को बोलते fermentation process. During this fermentation process, fermentation process, what happens here? It is yeast and bacteria, they are produce the ethanol ethyl alcohol C2H5OH plus 2CO2 plus 2 ATP will be going to produces. These are the end products. Here also ethanol ethyl alcohol will be going to produces, that is also partly oxidized, not completely oxidized. Here also CO2 and ATP will be going to produces. Okay, this is anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration को हम बोल सकते fermentation process. इसमें in absence of oxygen, glucose oxidized होगा, glucose not completely, partly oxidized and produces the lactic acid or ethanol ethyl alcohol and some amount of energy and carbon dioxide also. In some stages it is not in some stages, in some organisms it is. Okay, now these are the both aerobic and anaerobic respirations definitions. Little bit differences also when we can discuss that everything will be on board only. So what is that here? End products are CO2 and H2O, and here lactic acid in our muscle cells and ethanol, okay, in beveraging industries. In our dairy products also we can use this one. Okay, that is bakery. बेकरीज में यूज करते, ब्रेड टोस्ट ये प्रिपेयर करने का, बाद में घर में प्रिपेयर करते इडली डोसा वड़ा ये प्रोडक्ट्स. So based on this one, daily life में use करते. Next one is there. Here main thing is how many ATPs are utilized here, produced here. 38 ATPs. High amount of energy will be going to produce, and here due to incomplete or partial oxidation, less amount of energy only produced. That is 2 ATPs only produced here. Here है तो 38 ATPs. So these are the briefly few points we are going to discuss about types of respiration. I can revise that simply within 1 minute. Types of respiration में aerobic respiration, oxidation of glucose in presence of oxygen, and here CO2, H2O, and 38 ATPs will be going to produce us. And another one is anaerobic respiration. इसको बोलते fermentation process. इसमें glucose in various organisms it may be produced as a lactic acid or ethyl alcohol. इसमें carbon dioxide and ATPs will be going to produce us. Okay, so this is about types of respiration. Let us see that next slide. This is okay. What given here it is process of exchange of O2 from the atmosphere with CO2 produced by the cells is called breathing, commonly known as respiration. Previously also already we discussed this point. Let us see that what happens here. It is the process of exchange of O2. So here we are going to take one cell. Okay, so this cell will be utilizing continuously which one? Oxygen को लेते from the atmosphere, and this oxygen is going to converted as which one? Carbon dioxide, CO2. Then this CO2 will be going to sends outside. CO2 should be eliminated from the cell or organism. So ये process को ये लेन देने का काम है. इधर का माल उधर, उधर का माल इधर. So this work is known as breathing, commonly known as respiration. But here NCERT में they mention that breathing and respiration both will be same. But according to reference books, as we know that breathing may not equal to respiration. क्योंकि बोले तो breathing is nothing but exchange of gases only. There is a process in which gases will be going to exchanged in between the organism and atmosphere or cell और atmosphere के बीच में हो सकते. But respiration बोले तो here oxygen utilized carbon dioxide water molecules energy, in which process energy is releasing, वो process को बोलते respiration. But NCERT में दे दिया breathing is commonly known as a respiration. That is the final. We have to follow the NCERT. That's enough. Okay, so this is from this slide we can understand. So let us go for another slide. Yes. So NCERT में फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ जो है वो अभी तक हम 4-5 स्लाइड्स में कंप्लीट किया. उसमें क्या क्या देखा हमने रफली एक बार देखने तो. सो फर्स्ट स्लाइड में हम देखा. Yes. So this is the first slide. We saw that oxygen is indirectly utilized by the organism. For what? To get energy. For what energy we are? So then it is utilized by the various metabolic activities. Next slide में. So we know that what is metabolism, what is catabolism, and what is the anabolism briefly. And next one, here types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. So finally, we defines that breathing and respiration. Okay, this is enough. NCERT is a first paragraph. Next, first subtopic from the NCERT, that is respiratory organs. Respiratory organs. ये important है थोड़ा सा. Match the following में respiratory organs से question पूछ सकते. Chances will be there. Already you know that. Okay, now respiratory organs A slide में क्या दे दिया? Once we can see this. Mechanism of breathing vary among different groups of animals depending mainly on their habitats and levels of organization. They given here it is. So what we can understand here, A स्लाइड में ये वर्ड्स को थोड़ा सा एक्सपैंड करके हम देखने तो हमको पता चलेगा what are the organs here it is, and why the organs are different, means which one respiratory organs are differ based on these habitats and based on the levels of organization. Let us see that. So they given mechanism of breathing vary, means different among the different group of animals, depending on what, depending on habitats पे depend होते, and second thing is levels of organization से भी depend होते. So habitat से कैसे depend होते, let us see that first. Yes, so we know that habitats are two types. Basically we are going to differentiate that, okay, for this respiratory organs के लिए aquatic habitat and terrestrial habitat. Aquatic habitat में कौन सा type of respiratory organs may present in the organisms. Here aquatic habitat में major medium कौन सा होते बेटा, that is water. Water is major medium. In this water organs should be survive बोले तो इधर they should have respiratory organs majorly. First thing is which one, gills होना ही, all we know that this one gills. Next one is skin also acts like a respiratory organ. These will be very simplified respiratory organs, they can easily exchange the gases. And second one is कौन सा, टेरेस्ट्रियल हैबिटेट में रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स को देखने तो टेरेस्ट्रियल हैबिटेट में सराउंडिंग मीडियम क्या है, इन बिटवीन द ऑर्गेनिजम्स एयर विल बी देयर टू ट्रैप द एयर फ्रॉम द एटमॉस्फेयर and it should be utilized by the organism. Okay, so here majorly respiratory organ from the surroundings they have to take and utilize. Then those are the tracheal tubes, tracheal system, and another one is lungs, as we know that lungs. So based on the habitat रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन्स विल बी वैरी, क्योंकि एक्वाटिक मीडियम में कौन सा वाटर होते, सो वाटर से सराउंडिंग एनवायरनमेंट, वाटर से ऑक्सीजन को डिफ्यूज, क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन विल बी डिजॉल्व्ड इन दी वाटर एंड इट विल बी गेट डिफ्यूज्ड इन द एक्वाटिक बॉडी, उससे हम एक्सचेंज करना है, मींस ऑर्गेनिज्म शुड बी एक्सचेंज्ड. फॉर दैट दे रिक्वायर विच वन, these two types of respiratory organs, gills and skins majorly. Next one is there, that is air. On the terrestrial habitat air is the medium, major medium, and उधर से air को अंदर लेके utilize करने के लिए कौन सा, tracheal system is required and lungs are required. These are the major organs. So from the habitat we are going to learn these two types, that is aquatic में कौन सा, terrestrial में कौन सा. This is enough. Let us see that next one is which one, that is levels of organization. So depends on levels of organization how the respiratory organs are different. So levels of organization में cellular level में इधर tissues नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं, organs भी नहीं, system भी नहीं होते, we may not expect much more here it is. That's why here cellular level में body surface only acts like a respiratory organ through the body surface or cell surface. Body surface only acts like a body surface, acts like a respiratory organ. Tissue level and some tissue level of organization also, organisms, they shows this which one, body surface only acts like a respiratory organ. Next one, organ level, either say we are going to update the respiratory organs like which one, gills, okay, and other system. इधर से फिर भी organ system level को तो tracheal system बोलते, tracheal system, okay. Next one is lungs. So various organs will be present. So finally what we can understand is respiratory organs of any phylum or organism is decided based on two things. One is habitat, aquatic habitat में ये हो सकते and terrestrial habitat में ये हो सकते. And the second thing is levels of organization. Levels of organization में based on the level, so different variety of respiratory organs yani systems will be present. So this is from this respiratory organs from this slide. Okay, next we can see that another slide. Here what they given. So previously what we discussed there, here it is in these pictures. Now let us see these points what they given. Lower invertebrates. Lower invertebrates बोले तो कौन सा होते हैं? That is cellular level, tissue level only. Even some are organ system level. Lower invertebrates like sponges, here it is. Like sponges. Lower invertebrates like sponges. And coelenterate and flatworms, etc. exchange the oxygen with carbon dioxide by simple diffusion mechanism. By simple diffusion mechanism over their entire body surface. Over their entire body surface. This is the mechanism here. Okay, so in which phylums we can observe this through the body surface, that is sponges, and next one is coelentrates and flatworms, etc. दे दिया. Okay, exchange oxygen with carbon dioxide by their body surface. Let us see that this is which phylum बेटा ये मालूम है हमको? Sponges. That is nothing but porifera. This is one poriferan sponge. इसमें water canal system will be, we can observe that, but not water vascular system. Be careful here. Water canal system only, it is a very simple form. And here through the cell surface or body surface, the organisms will be going to exchange the gases and use the gas, that is water will be going to sends outside through the osculum. Already we know that water canal system here, ostia, through the ostia it will be going to enter into sphingocele, and through the osculum it will be sends outside. While the water enter and exit, it will be going to traps the or exchanges the gases. And second thing is this is an area hydra. So through the body surface, exchange of gases will be going to takes place from the aquatic organism surrounding say oxygen, and from the cells carbon dioxide going to exchanged. And next one, this is a flatworm free living organism Dugutia. This is also will be from the surrounding environment, O2 को लेते and CO2 को देते. Okay, so this is a body surface. So we have to remember in these phylums, body surface only acts like a respiratory organ. Let us see that another slide. Here a few more respiratory organs they given. First one, earthworms use their moist cuticle, and insects have a network of tubules, that is nothing but tracheal tubes, to transport atmospheric air within the body. So what we can understand from this slide is here earthworm. Already we know that earthworm is a annelid. This earthworm uses their moist cuticle. Okay, earthworm में moist cuticle. इधर देखो, this is earthworm. हमको मालूम है, it is belongs to phylum Annelida. Okay, so this earthworm body is covered by the cuticle. उसके ऊपर through the dorsal pore always coelomic fluid will be going to releases, and one more thing is mucous glands are present. Due to this coelomic fluid and mucous glands, so always this surface will be moist in condition. ये moist in condition. ये surface से which one oxygen and carbon dioxide both are going to exchange. So wet surface से exchange हो सकते. Just below the skin blood vessels are present. So पहले ये cuticle म्यूकस में मॉइस्ट में डिजॉल्व होगा ऑक्सीजन, बाद में विच वन डर्मिस से नीचे ब्लड वेसल्स, सेम डायरेक्शन. सो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड फ्रॉम द ब्लड वेसल्स टू स्किन सेल्स बाद में बाहर जाते. सो दिस इज थ्रू द बॉडी सरफेस, दैट इज नथिंग बट मॉइस्ट क्यूटिकल और स्किन भी बोल सकते. ओके, सो एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस विल बी गोइंग टू टेकन प्लेस बाय द सिंपल मेथड. एंड नेक्स्ट वन इज द इंसेक्ट. इंसेक्ट्स बोले तो कौन सा? दिस इज द फाइलम आर्थ्रोपोडा. So have network of tubes, that is known as tracheal tubes either. So to transport the atmospheric air within the body, they mentioned that. Here somewhat different here. So this is a cockroach, insects, and this is wasp like organism. So this is also insect, and ये दोनों organisms में ये separate system, a tubular system from outside to inside directly cells को ऑक्सीजन को सप्लाई कर सकते. सो वाई हियर ब्लड इसमें ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का रोल नहीं लेते क्या बोले तो नहीं, क्योंकि हमारा ब्लड जैसा इधर ब्लड इज नॉट इन रेड कलर और ब्लू कलर और एनी अदर कलर. ब्लड इज ए कलरलेस हियर. इट इज ड्यू टू absence of which one? Respiratory pigment. Respiratory pigment is absent. That's why blood unable to carry the respiratory gases, that is oxygen, carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's why they are develops, these insects are develops mostly this system, a tubular system known as a ट्रैकियल सिस्टम. हमारा बॉडी में भी ट्रैकिया है, उसका डिवीजन अलग है, इसका डिवीजन अलग है. सो दिस इज अ टोटल ट्रैकियल ट्यूब. हमारा में नोस है, इधर स्पाइरकल्स आर प्रेजेंट. दिस स्पाइरकल्स ओपन्स इनटू ट्यूब, दैट इज अ ट्रैकिया. ट्रैकिया डिवाइड्स इनटू ट्रैकियोल्स. हमारा बॉडी में ब्रांचियोल्स, वो फर्दरली हम डिस्कस कर सकते हैं उसको. नाउ दिस इज द tracheal tubular system. Air tubes will be directly delivers the gases to the cells. This will be developed by the insects due to the absence of respiratory pigments. And annelids में respiratory pigment is present, and here skin, that is nothing but cuticle, moist cuticle will be acts like a respiratory organ. This is the final. Next slide, what they given, we can see that. So here also a few more respiratory organs was repeated. Special vascularized structures called gills are used most of the aquatic arthropods. So here we can observe that specialized, this is a special vascularized structures called which one? Gills are used by the मोस्ट ऑफ दी, ये स्टेटमेंट को पूछ सकते बेटा, थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना. ये मोस्ट, यूजुअली नहीं तो कॉमनली, ओके, रेयरली वर्ड्स मैनिपुलेट करके दे कैन confuse us. So most of the aquatic arthropods, here we have to remember, most of the aquatic arthropods, they has a specialized vascular structures. Those are called as gills. Even molluscans may be gills are present. Whereas which one? Vascularized bags called lungs. Vascularized bags called as lungs are used by the terrestrial forms. Terrestrial forms बोले तो which are living on land for the exchange of gases. Here we have to remember 2 points. One is gills as a respiratory organs in the aquatic arthropods and molluscans. Okay, we can write that also. Gills are in the which one? Aquatic arthropods. And another one is mollusks. Mollusks में होते. Okay, so how we can prove that? This is a molluscan snail. It is. In this snail here, this is कौन सा? feather-like gill. It is a feather-like gill. It is present in the mantle cavity. इधर से पानी अंदर जाते, then it will be going to touch us this gills, feather-like gill surface, and exchange the gases, and it is going to leave the body. So exchange of gases will be taken place here with the help of which one? Feather-like gills in molluscans. And here ये दोनों हमको मालूम है arthropods, that is nothing but गिल्स. इधर शेप थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो सकते, बट मैकेनिज्म इज द सेम थिंग. दिस इज aquatic insect. These are the tracheal gills. Aquatic insect it is. And well known, this is luminous. Here कौन सा? book gills will be present in this organism. So arthropods में gills and annelids में भी gills है. Here this is a molluscans में gills है, बाद में arthropoda may be gills hai. Okay, so from this slide we have to remember this is only. Okay, next slide. What they given here it is. Among the vertebrates, fishes use gills. Okay, fishes use gills. Here, fishes use gills as respiratory organs, whereas reptiles, birds and mammals, birds and mammals as respires through the which one lungs. Okay, among the vertebrates, these all are vertebrates only. Fishes, next one reptiles, birds and mammals. Okay, but respiratory organs are which one different. Fishes में respiratory organs कौन सा gills होते. So these are, this is a fish. These are also fishes, but exemption character here it is. So this is normally fish. इसमें generally fish को लेने तो इसमें these red color में portion जो है ना, these are the gills. While it is open the mouth and water enters into the buccal chamber, while it is going to close the mouth, then this water will be going to not enter into the digestive tract. It will be comes outside through the which one this pharyngeal रीजन में गिल्स जो है ना उसको टच करके बाहर आते, वो टच करके बाहर आने के समय में एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस विल बी गोइंग टू टेक्स प्लेस इन द फिशेस. नाउ दीज फिशेस है ना, ये वेरी डिफरेंट फिशेस वर्ल्ड वाइड, दीज आर प्रेजेंट इन 3 एरियाज ओनली. दे शोस द डिसकंटिन्यूअस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बोलते हैं इसको. नाउ दिस इज ऑस्ट्रेलियन लंगफिश बोलते, नियोसेरेटोडस ऑस्ट्रेलियन लंगफिश. हियर दीज आर द लंग्स. Okay, next one, next fishes is African lungfish. It is African lungfish. Here it is a filamentous structures. These are the lungs. And third one is South American lungfish. Not Africa, South American lungfish. Either these are the lungs. Filamentous lungs will be present. So with the help of lungs, these 3 species of the fishes which are present in Australia, Africa and South America, they can survive without water also by the which one absorbing the gases from the surroundings. But these fishes, normal fishes, unable to survive without water. Compulsory गिल्स है ना, इसलिए वो वाटर में ही सर्वाइव होगा, बाहर सर्वाइव नहीं हो सकते. मॉइस्ट कंडीशन मस्ट एंड शुड. इधर मॉइस्ट कंडीशन नहीं तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. दीज आर अंडरगोस द हाइबरनेशन, ईस्टिवेशन, वो कंडीशन में नहीं मर जाते. दे कैन रेस्पायर थ्रू द lungs it is. Okay, so this is about gills and lungs in fishes and most of the vertebrates. Next slide. See, vertebrates में lungs. इधर this is crocodile. ये crocodiles में this is the lungs. With the help of lungs they are going to respire. And next one, this is a bird. Bird में lungs they are provided with 9 air sacs बोलते. Air sacs, 9 air sacs will be present. Body में ज़्यादा gases store होने तो body weight will be going to reduces. That's why this is a adaptation for aviation also, for flying adaptation it is. And one more thing, they are facilitate in helps in continuous ventilation or double ventilation भी बोल सकते हैं उसको. Okay, in birds. So birds also having the lungs and accommodated with air sacs. Okay, next this is, we know that in human beings it is man, lungs, diaphragm, trachea. Clearly we know that from the lower classes also. This is a cattle. ये cattle में this is the lungs. Okay, so in the reptiles lungs है, birds में lungs है, and mammals में भी lungs है. Next slide. Yes. So according to NCERT, one more statement they given. Amphibians like frogs can respire through their body. Okay, moist skin. Already we know that body is covered by the skin, and ये skin में mucus secreting glands are present. They secretes the mucus. So mucus secreting glands की वजह से mucus will be going to spread throughout their body, and with the help of this one, surrounding gases will be going to easily diffused, and they dissolve in the blood. So either this is lungs is there. Okay, and skin is a additional accessory respiratory organ. Here it is. Okay, so there from the surroundings O2 will be going to get diffused, and from the skin CO2 will be get diffused in the same way. So skin acts like a respiratory organ in the frogs, but here moist skin should be. Okay, terrestrial toads aito udhar maximum lungs only acts like a respiratory organs. Okay, but terrestrial toads maybe skin will be acts like a respiratory organ when it is in a hibernation estivation conditions. Okay, so conditions is applied. Now this is about amphibians. Mammals have well developed respiratory system, as we know that. Okay, so next slide. This is a human respiratory system. Now अभी तक है तो हम respiratory organs को discuss किया. So briefly once we revise that, अभी हम क्या क्या respiratory organs को देखा बोले तो इधर earthworms में moist cuticle, insects में tracheal system. Next one, arthropods में gills, annelids में भी molluscans में भी gills है. Next one, fishes में gills, and rarely this species will be contains the lungs for respiration, and birds, mammals, reptiles, they also having the lungs. This is reptile, birds and mammals, lungs. Next, frogs में skin acts like a respiratory organ.